Welcome to Kauffman Stadium. It's the day before the start of the Royals series against the Astros tomorrow. Vahe Gregorian here, Sam Mellinger on my left, and we're bookended, of course, by Andy McCullough. Not a lot of breaking news today. I do think the one thing we learned and took the most amusement in so far today is that Ned Yost was asked earlier about if he feels pressure, and he pulled out one of his great Yostisms ever, I think, which was that pressure is a lot like having the imaginary friend you had when you were 4. It's not there if you don't acknowledge it. So that much we learned. Ned with his own language, and Andy, what else have you discovered today, or what are you working on today for tomorrow?
Working on a story about Ryan Madson. His comeback obviously has been very important to the Royals. You know, he is sort of a stabilizing force now that they've lost Greg Holland. You know, they still have a pretty decent bullpen trio now with Madson, Herrera, and Wade Davis. And I talked to Jim Fregosi Jr., who gave Madson a tryout this winter after Madson retired last year. I talked to a kid from California named Johnny Morrell, who's a pitching prospect there, who basically got hooked up with Madson through Fregosi. Fregosi was looking for someone to kind of tutor or coach Morrell, who played on the same high school team as Fregosi's son, and that kind of inspired Madson to come back and play, and it's kind of started this chain that has kept the Royals bullpen afloat, you know, all year long with Holland out.
And I do wonder if there's any thought to be had about whether the Astros have kind of that sort of mojo that the Royals had last year after just kind of releasing all these bad recent years and being off into this. Do you think we'll understand a little the framework of the series right away in Game 1?
I hate to like give this answer, but maybe.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Nobody ever knows. Like the comparisons are there to be made just because, you know, it's a young team that, you know, they've kind of broken through and made the playoffs. Won a wild card game against an old, slow but established, you know, sort of glamour team in the Yankees the other night. But I think what matters a lot more, like you need some energy, you need some of that stuff too, but I think what mattered for the Royals a lot last year was that they had these outfielders chasing down every fly ball. They had these 3 guys that weren't allowing anything in the 7th, 8th, 9th inning. You know, I think that's the kind of thing that I think, you know, you have to have.
Yes. There is no correlation between this year's edition of the Houston Astros and last year's edition of the Kansas City Royals, because it's a completely different team, it's a different set of circumstances, and it's about who plays better this weekend.
Thanks for joining us for the stream of consciousness version of our little video thing here. And one semi-serious point, if you want to just kind of get caught up on where the Royals have been and what they've come from, I'd really urge you to look up Andy's story from the Sunday paper that really gets deep into the differences between last year's team and this year's team, and also Sam's story from the Monday paper off the clinch. Those will, if you've been just kind of late getting to the game, I would really check those 2 out and get yourself up to speed on where the Royals are going into this series. Meanwhile, for the latest, please keep posted on kansascity.com and our True Blue app, and we'll be talking to you soon.